Big L.
Right.
Big L had a name
Big
for
L.
himself. He was rapping early. He was signed early. He had some dangerous ass brothers.
Brothers, that was Cam said.
They was uptown really shaking and moving and shit like that. You dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown. You dig? Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown.
Still warm, you know what I mean? Niggas talking all that soft shit. Niggas ain't soft over here, nigga. Remember that time when Dame asked you for the fair one? You brought the homies out there? And they told you, nah, you hit them up. Matter of fact, I don't even gotta say nothing else. I got the clip right here.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Listen, y'all, this back and forth between Camron and Jim Jones continues to get worse. All right, for those who may not know, about an hour ago, Camron uploaded a video of Jim Jones running down on Dame Dash. That's right, y'all. Now, of course, in the past, Dame Dash spoke about Jim trying to get his homeboys to run down on Dame, right? But for the first time, we got video footage, okay? As you seen in the beginning of the video, it was a tense moment. It got to the point where Chrissy had to jump in the way, begging Jim Jones, please, don't let this happen, all right? But again, like I said, how did we get here? Simply, you know, Jim Jones speaking on Cam in a recent interview, and one thing led to another, right, on social media. Next thing you know, Cam is exposing Jim Jones and his whole podcast studio situation. Apparently there's no heat. Like I said, it's a lot of back and forth. For those who have been tuned in, I'm pretty sure y'all fully aware of what's been going on. But those who just, you know, trying to figure out how the hell did we get here, listen, man, it's been a bunch of back and forth shots, you know, being sent on both sides, Jim and Cam. Okay, now, of course, Freaky Zeke, he was mentioned the other day. Jim Jones called him soft, and he, you know, pretty much reacted to this video. For those who missed what Freaky Zeke had to say, check out this clip here.
Still warm, you know what I mean? He's talking all that soft shit. Niggas ain't soft over here. Remember that time when Dame asked you for the fair one? You brought the homies out there? And they told you, nah, you hit them up. Matter of fact, I don't even gotta say nothing else. I got the clip right here.
Fight for you. Yeah, they do. You know, for you never took nothing. They do. You ain't no gang.
They do. That's right.
You're entertainment.
They gang bangers, nigga. No, you soft, gang. You soft. You soft.
You get
You
the film.
soft.
You get the
Say
film.
1989.
You get the film. You ain't never right out me up. You ain't never
Don't
ran
fuck
from
with
nobody.
nobody.
Second one.
Give me the glass. Didn't even give him the fair one. Anyway, you want to see the whole clip? Go to You Welcome Network right now on YouTube. Talking about my whole crew is soft.
Yeah. As y'all can see, Freaky Zeke reacting, right? Freaky Zeke reacting to Jim Jones calling him soft earlier this week. Apparently now, you know, they're exposing Jim Jones, right? Calling Cam and Freaky Zeke soft. But as you can see in the comment section, Cam got the eyes. He tagging Dame Dash saying, I know I'm Fredo, LOL, but you look good out there this day. Listen, man, even Dame recently, he sat down on the platform, I believe Afro TV, you know, speaking on Charlemagne, Jim, Cam. Like I said, it's been a bunch of back and forth. And it's unfortunate for Dipset fans because, you know, they don't want to see this, you know, back and forth, all of this division. They want to see diplomats back together. And that's what's so interesting about all of it is because no matter how you look at the situation, they all repping the bird. So I don't know, man. But for those who, you know, wondered how did we get here, like I said earlier this week, Cam responding to Jim Jones in the interview, right, bringing up old stories about Cam being scared to run around Big L and his crew back in the day with his brothers. Like I said, a lot of this is just hip hop stories, man. You know, what is the point of bringing all of this up? You know what I mean? You see Jim over here in the comment section. He's going crazy, calling everyone soft. So this is how we got here to where as though now Cam is like, word, I'm soft. Freaky Zeke like, word? Okay. Well, let's show you, you know, this video of you trying to get your crew to run down on Dame Dash. You wouldn't even, you know what I mean, fight the man one-on-one. You try to get your crew to put hands on. And thankfully, Chrissy had to let Jim know, listen, come on, we're not doing it. And, if you want to see the full video, like I said, it's about a minute and 30 seconds. They done stretched it to about 9 minutes. But all of this, like I said, it's pointless. I think it ruins, right, the reputation of what the bird represents. You know what I mean? At the expense of y'all kicking each other in the back. And that's what's so unfortunate about it. Now, while all this is going on, Jim, on the other hand, he's giving y'all content. Okay, he's showing y'all. Hold on. He's showing y'all the inside of the studio because, again, 50 done put his business out there. You got Cam out here saying the man ain't got no heat. So now you seeing Jim Jones in his construction bag, letting everyone know he's in different phases of the build when it comes to the studio. But like I said, it's just interesting seeing all of this. What is the reason of all of this? I get it. Normally when you with your homies, you clown around, but the world is watching. You got your fans sitting back looking at all this, screaming like, yeah. Can we stop this bullshit? That's what, the older fans are thinking. The youngest probably don't give a damn. You know what I mean? They weren't around to remember the impact. Looking at the OGs, today, they looking at them through a different lens. But this is Jim right here in the studio showing y'all he getting busy because, again, 50 Cent put his business out there, owing the landlord allegedly. Now they saying the man ain't got heat in the studio. Now, this was earlier today. Come on. And look, he's still repping the bird. That's the interesting thing about this whole situation. You want to rep the bird, but everybody kicking each other back. Come on. No one should be bigger than the program. I don't know, maybe in their mind they think, this is going to increase the sales and the merch because they are repping it. You know what I mean? You got Cam, he got Dipset, you know what I mean? He rocking the Dipset, the leather on with the hat. I mean, it's just crazy to see so much public beef. You know what I mean? And I guess one could say all of this is, you know what I mean, to get people to buy into it. But I don't know if this is the best approach, if that is true, man. But like I said, considering I remember that run, they impact before, during, and after, it's just unfortunate. What do we get from this? You know what I mean? It's one thing to have unresolved issues, but it's a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before things are said that we can't come back from, Listen, like I said, it's unfortunate, but in a minute, no one's going to care, right? If y'all don't care, y'all the ones who put the bird on. If y'all don't care how y'all look out here, then why should the fans give a damn? I'm just being honest with y'all. You know what I mean? Those who are fans of Dipset, and everything that they've done in regards to the rap game, listen, history is history. We can never erase that. But, like I said, you want this brand to be around to feed your kids, and the way that y'all kicking each other in the back, sending shots. Like I said, we can point fingers all day. I'm pretty sure people going to blame Jim. Some will blame Cam. But the point is, how is the bird going to, transition into the next generation if y'all constantly, dissing each other, kicking each other in the back? It just looks corny. I'm going to be real. And now, we promoting merch. You know what I mean? They got the video up on the You're Welcome YouTube channel. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so y'all can subscribe. But damn, that's what all this is about. Pretty sure, one phone call they could pull up and really hash it out like men. But to me, optically seeing this is just crazy, y'all. Be real. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be grown men. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to set the example, but instead you got Jim always talking crazy. You got Cam always trying to expose Jim. So it's a bunch of back and forth. We see why things are the way that they are now. Dame in this situation, listen, that's a whole different conversation. Like I said, for some reason, he's doing these platforms, doing interviews, speaking on folks. Listen, shout out to Dame, man. But right now, this is where we are in the back and forth between Jim Jones, Camron, Freaky Zeke. Come on. Now you got Dame in the mix. Like I said, he's on these platforms, speaking about Jim, Cam, and that whole situation, because a lot of this was, on platforms last year. You had Dame responding on his YouTube channel. So it done carried over into 2026, and still, everybody's on their bullshit. But that being said, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on this back and forth involving Camron, Jim Jones, and Freaky Zeke, man? Like I said, what are your thoughts on this video of Cam exposing Jim and his crew running down on Dame Dash, trying to get his mans in them to, put hands and feet on Dame? People like, yo, y'all should have just, shot the fair one. But nah, that wasn't the case. But like I said, let me know what's your thoughts on all of this. Also, what are your thoughts about me saying, optically, this looks crazy. We don't want to see members kicking each other's back in, and then you want people to believe in the brand, which is the bird, Dipset. I mean, to me, that looks crazy, but maybe I'm tripping. I'm just giving y'all my perspective. I need to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace. Listen, y'all, it's time to wrap it up. Y'all looking crazy out here. I don't know who's going to tell you this, but come on, y'all. Somebody got to be the bigger person. That's just how I feel. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.
Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right now and check out the homie Hotep's latest single, Love for Fashion, all right? Available on all streaming platforms. I'm about to bless y'all with a teaser from the video. If you like what you hear, make sure to hit the link in the description, head on over to his YouTube channel, subscribe, like the video, and make sure to tell him Rip sent you, all right? All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, but real quick. Rick on sneakers with the real shirt. Oversized slacks, so the jean shorts. Matter of fact, I'm married, go right with the fit. Got a clear pepper, these Cartier frames got tints.